Have you always been someone who struggled with pronunciation? Well, stay put and see if you can pronounce some of the trickiest words in the world. Even we find the last one pretty tricky. I'm Luke Nicholson, phonetician and founder of Improve Your Accent, and today I'll be discussing some of the most difficult words in the world to practice. I'm putting my friend and polyglot Alex Rawlings to the test. He speaks 12 languages fluently, so it shouldn't be too tricky for him. And make sure you subscribe below so you don't miss other fun language learning videos. There are many different reasons why a word might be tricky to pronounce. For example, if your native language doesn't allow loads of consonants together, then you might find some Georgian words pretty tricky to pronounce. Georgian, which of course is spoken in Georgia, is a Kartvelian language, and the word to peel is frțькvna. Frțькvna. Can you try that, Alex?
Frțькvna.
Very nice. It's pretty tricky, but if you go slowly, hopefully you can get those consonants in order. Another tricky word to pronounce is the Vietnamese word to think, which is nghĩ, nghĩ. It starts with a voiced velar nasal, which is where your tongue goes up here to your velum and makes an ng sound, like in the word sing. But here we have it at the beginning of the syllable, which doesn't exist in English. So it starts with nghĩ. Could you try that for me, Alex? Nghĩ.
Nghĩ.
Yeah, excellent. And this has a mid-rising tone. So of course, this is tricky for English speakers because we don't have tone in our language. So it's a mid-rising tone starting here, nghĩ, nghĩ.
Nghĩ.
Very nice. It's also glottalized. You'll hear some creaky type voice. Or you could put a glottal stop in the middle. Nghĩ.
Nghĩ.
Perfect. And that's the word to think. Of course, this is the tone used in Hanoi, and there are other varieties of Vietnamese which will have different tone systems. Now we come on to a language in the Celtic family. This is Welsh, and we've got two instances of a double L. This is not pronounced like an English L sound. It's actually a voiceless alveolar lateral fricative. What does that mean? Well, the tongue goes up to the gum ridge, so behind your teeth, and the tongue is thin, so the air can go around the sides of the tongue. Now, an easy way to get to this is to pronounce the English word please. Could you try that for me? Please.
Please.
And if you make that L really long, you're getting towards that Welsh double L. Yeah, very nice. So we have this at the beginning of llyfrgellydd. Llyfrgellydd.
Llyfrgellydd.
Yeah, so we've got two instances here. Llyfrgellydd.
Llyfrgellydd.
Yeah, and something to check is that you don't put the back of your tongue up and make a sound. So the tip of your tongue needs to go up. It's not and it is llyfrgellydd.
Llyfrgellydd.
Excellent, very nice. You'll notice that the spelling to sound relationship is very different to English. We've got the letter F, but in Welsh this represents a V sound, not a F like in English. So it's llyfr. And at the end we've got two Ds, and this represents a th sound, like in the English word other. This word on the screen is a greeting in Tamil, which is a Dravidian language. This word is vanakkam. Vanakkam. It's tricky in a couple of ways. First, it has a retroflex nasal consonant. This is made with the tip of the tongue curling back and touching the hard palate. So it looks like this. This word is vanakkam. Vanakkam. So the tongue goes up and curls back. Could you try that? Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Yeah, excellent. This is a short consonant, but there's a k sound which is longer. And this is the second tricky thing about this word. It has a geminate consonant. Geminate comes from the Latin meaning doubled or twinned. So that k is held for longer. Vanakkam. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Perfect, exactly. So Alex, there's a language in South Africa that has a click sound that is pretty tricky for English speakers to pronounce, right? What's the name of that language?
Well, I would pronounce that language isiXhosa. I don't know if I'm getting it right. That's kind of my approximation of the click.
Yeah, and it has a lateral click, and that's the click we use in English to get a horse moving. So it's a type sound. Could you say the name of the language again?
isiXhosa.
So it's Xhosa, and you can get in touch in the comment section if you're a native speaker to tell us if we're almost there or not. isiXhosa.
isiXhosa, yeah, and also, I mean, there's a couple of different clicks in isiXhosa. You've got the lateral one, you've got what they call the champagne pop click, which is a, and then you've got the dental one, which is ng. And well, I learned this sentence basically, which incorporates all of them, which is which actually means please fasten your seatbelts.
So Alex, which one of those words did you find the trickiest to pronounce?
Well, weirdly, I think the one I found the hardest is Welsh, which is ridiculous, right? Because we just need to go down the road and we'll find millions of Welsh people who can pronounce those words really well. But there's something about that Лlyfrgellydd, I don't know. I find that very, very hard.
Yes, and I think it's tricky in the middle of a word. If it's at the beginning and you've got chance to position your tongue in the right place, then it's much simpler.
Yeah, I think it's that consonant cluster in the middle that's throwing me off, that Лlyfrgellydd.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But also, I mean, strangely with the pronunciation thing, I think if I know what the word means, psychologically it's easier for me to pronounce. So when I saw it, I was thinking ļlyfr, that's like book, right? Like in French,
yes,
like
exactly.
Libre. But I think that was still the hardest one for me.
Yes, and we can get a bit too fixated on sound sometimes and forget about the meaning and worry if we're making those sounds correctly or not. But of course, when we're communicating, we just want people to understand us. So even if those words aren't pronounced exactly correctly, as long as you're in the right direction, then you're winning. So let us know how we did with the pronunciation of those words if you're a native speaker, and comment below to let us know which words you managed to crack or couldn't. Make sure you hit that button below and subscribe to Rosetta Stone's YouTube channel for our latest language learning videos, and click the link in the description for exclusive offers on all Rosetta Stone courses.